Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing. Yes, ma'am.
You know, so you said something about if the steps that the president has taken now, if he didn't, we may be looking at Venezuela. We may have been looking at Venezuela because we had dug ourselves into a hole. But many Nigerians will say, did Nigerians themselves, did an average Nigerian on the streets participate in this digging of this hole? You know, that the people who dug this hole are the political class, you know, and somehow they are getting like a bailout while the average Nigerian has to pay for this hole that had been dug without their participation, without any benefit to them. Why is it that, you know, in trying to move forward, what many Nigerians are asking is, why don't you take more from that political class? Give to those, you know, those at the grassroots, the regular Nigeria. Let those at the political class feel the pinch of the hole that they have dug over the years, and, you know, with less impact on the average Nigerian.
Well, it is the nature of human society that the leadership destroys, the leadership builds. The people cannot all come to government. That's the tragedy of the whole thing. How do they take from the people in the political class? Well, that's an interesting question. But the point, though, is that this government has not shown that it is pampering the political class as such. Although we've found out what happened in the Senate, the cars, and that thing came. And well, some people have said that even if you have taken anybody to become a senator, would you want to move around without a secure vehicle and so on in this kind of society? It is an issue that has been going on. But it's also sometimes unfair to think that everybody in the political class is just chopping, as they say, or they are eating, as they say. Well, people tend to presume that. But the real situation has become what it is because of the nature of suffering in the land. And when the digging was going on, people were talking about the indulgence of the political class, the magnificence of corruption in the political class. But nothing was done about it. But even this government has done, they've cut a lot of things in government. They've done a lot of cost cutting. They've done that in the allowances of those in office and so on. But those things don't seem to come down. There's always speculation about peculation. so we always see that. But it is what it is. When they were digging it, they're digging the hole and taking it away. The society was there looking. And we have to bear the consequence. It is the way society is. There has to be a leader and there have to be leaders, unless we want a communist nirvana, which can never happen, where everybody is a government.
You see, some of these things are not unfounded because, in fact, for your people now, a tornado have swept through the states and swept all the umbrellas away and given them brooms recently.
In your states?
In my state?
Yeah, your people.
They're about to receive them now. We're going to be linking up to the news very soon.
The tornado don't sweep them, and it's also because, you know, this class that we're talking about are in one place as against the people, the way we look at it. They take care of themselves. That circle takes care of itself. They decide the corruption fight against Emefiele is not moving anywhere. When he started, we were all optimistic that, you know, he seems he will pay for them, but it's looking like it won't happen. You know, eventually such a person will bring an action against the government for human rights abuses and he might win. So what exactly, how would you put the fight? How would you say people should, you know, perceive this laudable policies of the government, of this administration to change things? How exactly would you say they should do it, that it will be transparently seen, justice will be done and it will be seen to be done?
Well, justice is something that grinds slowly, as they say. Justice does not come overnight. You know that justice does not come overnight. That is the way it is. Well, you can say that the political class always talks to each other, and they have always been talking to each other. There's no way there's nothing we can do about that. But the point is for the class to be sensitive to to the people. What happened in Delta was politics, was organizing. There's nothing there was nothing wrong with that. You can say that one political party is in trouble.
When you say there's nothing wrong with that, I'm concerned because usually politics is supposed to be ideological, such that we are rooted in something. Yes. And if you're rooted in nothing, when you say there's nothing wrong with you hobnobbing, and then there's a problem. Then look at how it's going to happen about democracy.
When I was in Ife, when we were studying ideology, I've forgotten the writer. I said the occlusion of all ideologies is in itself ideology. It's an idea. It's ideological. So what is the ideology? Ideology is interest. Some people will say, what I'm interested in it's not the strictness of ideology, is that I want to make sure I provide food for the people. I give them, there's no ideology in your house you live in. There's no ideology whether if you're a PDP man, if you're a socialist and I'm a capitalist, if you put Amala there and bring Amala here, it's going to taste the same thing.
Okay. I have to let you go because of time. There's a question that's been on my head for some time, and I'd like to ask it.
Yes.
And I always talk about posture. Government posture for me is very crucial.
Yes.
So a man can lead the people and say, you know what, we are going to suffer for 40 days, no eating.
Yes.
And we are going to, and in suffering, the people see that the leader too is not eating. He's not drinking, he's praying. Our Daddy G of RCCG called 100 days fasting. Millions of people across the world supported, and we agreed, and we first fasted. When I say posture, Nigerians want to see that government is also tightening their belt at the stores. That they're not buying cars, as you said it a bit casually, but those cars, the perception to the people is that you're not doing what you're asking us to do. Issue of federal character, are you ensuring that your appointment is spread across where everybody feels like I'm part of the whole, So if the perception, instead of the posture is like, okay guys, these are difficult, but I'm ensuring that you don't feel marginalized, you don't feel in a certain way, and you see what I'm doing. Maybe Nigerians will not feel the way they are feeling as
it's a good point you're making, but this is an argument that keeps coming up and up again. You cannot expect a leader to live the same way they live in Mushi because of the responsibility that he has with him. You can't say he cannot have the car.
Jakonde did
because
it now.
You have Jakonde. Jakonde did it. Yeah. Jakonde was riding a very big car. He was riding what they call it, Toyota Crown. How many people had Toyota Crown in Lagos?
Jakonde
was riding Toyota Crown. That's his favorite car. So he was not living in flamboyance.
Yes, he wasn't.
But there's no evidence to show that even Tinubu is living in flamboyance today. He lives in Aso Rock, which is built for him. Does he eat more than any other person? I don't think so.
People around him,
People around him, do you have any evidence of that? There's also a perception that there's a certain grandeur about being in office. Once you are there, you are there. But then nobody has come to say this person is living a big life, or Bayo Onanuga is living a flamboyant life, or Dele Alake is living a flamboyant life, or Wale Edu is living a flamboyant life. Nobody has come to say so or has seen it, but there's that sense that you want to believe.
We can suggest it, sir. Then, you know why we can suggest it? When we say that I am moving from Mushi to VI Mushi is not, from Ipaja to VI on my work day, and I used to spend 5,000 in a week, and now I'm spending 50,000 in a week, and it's a huge bill. And Bayo Onanuga says, naysayers, you are not serious. What do you want? Must the president come and move the same way you move? Of course, it's suggestive of the fact that it is something you cannot connect with, because you're living in
Yes, I agree.
So you are disconnected from that reality, but that does not make it change the reality of some Nigerians who are going through it.
I agree. Reality is very difficult.
Reality
is very difficult to say. For instance, you talk about going to work. The president walks from his house to the office every day. Do you know that?
The office, they one place.
It was a long distance. Because before it's just like somebody who walks from here
You run out of time. We run out of
What's
time.
for daily bread?
We run out of
It's still
time.
daily bread. It's working for.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up there because
Yes,
we've run out
yes.
of time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I'm
you.
wishing you the best on your new book.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.